Oh my lord, I am about to give up on this video. Alright, take 501 of this video. I swear I'm never going to get this one done. Please excuse me if I venture off topic a little bit. I'm tired, I worked a lot this week. I will try and circle it all back in. And excuse me if I just go blank for a second. But I'm really not looking to try and record this again. So I'm going to try to make this my final take. Anyways, this video is to address one of the biggest and most asked questions that a lot of the long-time artist resin collectors get asked on Instagram and stuff, which is when new people want to start collecting artist resins, they want to know where to get their resins, what to get, everything else. And then because it's a picture comment and stuff, and a lot of people don't have the time to sit there and comment it all out, and in honesty, a lot of people have made the comments like 1,000 times. Usually they don't want to address it again. What happens is those new collectors end up getting really frustrated because they go out and they buy artist resins and they don't show well, or when they try to sell them they can't make their money back. So what we're going to address in this video is, first of all, where to start with buying resins and what resins to be buying. And then the second part we're going to kind of branch off into is like the mistakes that people make when they switch into the artist resins and things you can kind of do to avoid it if you're looking to maintain your investment or show. So you're, oh man. See guys, it's just one of those days. I got a tripod and I'm not used to it and I move around a lot. So let's start with the question of what resins do I get and where do I get them? Now, where do I get them? I feel like I can't go fully into depth on that because that requires me doing a whole nother video on like the etiquette of using the sites. I've done it before, but I'm going to redo it, so that'll come later. But the main places you get them from are model horse sales pages or directly from the sculptor. I sort of want to focus mostly here on directly from the sculptor because if you can get them directly from the sculptor, then obviously you can save yourself a lot of money because you won't get the second-hand price bump. Now, I'm focusing mostly on stablemates in this video because that's where I see a lot of people start. If you want an intro to artist resins that focuses on the traditional sizes, like and comment below, and I will sort of go do a second video just like this one, but focusing on where to start with your traditional artist resins. So for now, this one is focusing on minis. So I have picked out a group of minis, and these are my probably top 3 recommendations for where to start with mini resins and where to get them. So the first sculptor I'm going to say is Sarah Rose. Now she did these 3 painted ones in the front. Sarah Rose has super reasonably priced mini resins. She has the editions open for normally a year, and the fantastic thing about Sarah is she does take time payments. Now with Sarah, you're getting a really nice conformationally done resin and everything, so you've already got that one right there. And a lot of the times they will come in a breed that offers you so many different colors, or she'll do like a nice stock like this. She also has a stock course called Nevada. It's not available from her anymore, but I'm showing you things she's offered that you can just do so many colors on, and even different breeds. So right now, one of the resins Sarah Rose has available is called Moxie. Now you would only get it unpainted, which is the solid white, but this is Moxie. Moxie is really pretty, and as you can see, you could do a lot of different colors and breeds on her and they would still probably work. Now, Sarah Rose, like I said, has 2 different forms. You can order them sort of cleaned up or raw. You save some money if you order a raw one. Some of my favorite mini resins come from her. Like I said, all 3 of these painted ones are by her. I think she normally runs, it's always varying because she doesn't do the same thing all the time, but she normally has about 2 editions going. Secondly is Morgen Kilbourn, who did this white one right back here. Again, super reasonably priced. I do believe Morgan allowed time payments this last time on hers. And then thirdly, Stacy Tomlinson, who did this little Appaloosa back here. She didn't paint it, but she sculpted its mini Ravenhill. I don't think she has any open for ordering right now, but once in a while she'll post them up on Model Horse sales pages when they're available. I do not think she takes time payments. One thing I will say about Stacy Tomlinson to be aware of is most of her minis and resins have versions, so just keep in mind for those of you who want something super unique or something to show, since there are versions, there are many of them out there. So if you go to a show, don't be surprised when there's 10 others in the class. Now, I know the main comment I'm going to get is, why didn't I include Sarah Mink? Sarah Mink did these stablemates over here off to the side. I did not include Sarah Mink. First of all, I love Sarah Mink. As all of you know, I definitely support buying Sarah Mink resins. I think they're beautiful. But I didn't include them because A, Sarah does not do a mass opening of ordering like these guys can. The ones in right here that I have pulled out for you are sort of like, I guess, stress-free to order is what I'm saying, because you can place your order and then you're going to get it. Sarah Mink has two ways that you can buy. You can buy when she lists on her newsletter, which is really stressful. You have to be really fast. You have to grab it like immediately upon listing. You have to be ready to pay. It's really stressful. A lot of people report being really upset over it. And then her other one is the list you can get on, but that list you can be waiting for a long time, and you never really know when she's going to contact you to pay. It could be 5 weeks later, it could be a year later. So I've kind of been focusing on the resins that you can easily place orders for and everything. Minks, a lot of people tend to have to get secondhand, which means higher prices. So I'm trying to stick with the ones like right here that you can get from the sculptors at their list price. So that's kind of where I would suggest starting on minis. Like I said, Moxie is available. I saw some mini Raven Hills were listed to Model Horse sales pages. Again, like I said, I don't think Stacy takes time payments. I'm not sure if Mini Hazel is still open. I will try and double check that before I post this, and I will link down below if it is still available. I think Khan just closed, or it might have been the Marwari. Either way, I will link below both of their websites since I'm talking about them. So that's where I say to start. Generally, mini resins are going to run you anywhere from $70 to $100. Sometimes a little more, a little less, just depending on the intensity and the size. Like, as you can see, Mini Hazel's a little bit bigger of the sculpt. So now that we've talked about where to start, the second biggest thing is picking your painter, because you can either buy these unpainted or already painted. You may save some money buying something that's already painted because they're going to factor in the body cost with their paint job, and sometimes you can win out. Other times it's cheaper to buy an unpainted and get it painted. But the biggest mistake I see made here, and where I see a lot of people lose their money in their investment and everything and get really frustrated or not showing, is you do need to pick a quality painter. One of the biggest things I see is that people on Instagram do not branch off of Instagram. They do not branch to artists off of Instagram, and then they use an Instagram artist to have their models painted, which by no means is bad. I've used artists off of Instagram as well, and you always have to, you know, I support people trying to start painting in the hobby, but when it comes down to an artist resin, you really need to be picking a top quality paint job. And sometimes what I see happen is, like I said, they reach out to their friends on Instagram who do painting, they paint it, they send it back, and it's really not what someone would consider a quality paint job off of Instagram. And then they go to shows, it doesn't place, then they try to sell it and they get frustrated because they can't get it. Well, that's because people are looking at it and saying that they wouldn't pay more than body price because all they'd want it for is a body to strip it, and they're not going to pay for the whatever amount you paid on the paint job. So you guys really need to be careful about what artist you're using if you're looking to protect your investment or to show. And I I will branch off in this into another video, but when you're looking for a live show quality artist, an artist winning a couple NAN cards doesn't make their work live show quality, okay? It needs to be a common reoccurring trait, and you guys really need to do some research. What were the tempos of the show? Were people mad about the placings, or were people okay with it? And what was the horse going up against? Was it a 2-horse class and it got second? Or was it a 30-horse class and it got second? Just some things to think about. Because, like I said, the biggest thing I see is people jump into the resins, they rush to get something, they rush to buy something, they go on model horse sales pages, find any resin that's within their budget, and either end up with a poorly painted resin that's a nice quality, so like let's say a poorly painted working girl, and then when they go to sell it or show it, it doesn't show, and nobody wants to give more than body price for it, so they're not making what they want, or they end up with a resin that's not very popular, and you know that's why it was so cheap. That's not very popular, that's usually a little bit older, and they don't show it, and then when they go to sell it, there's nobody looking to buy it. So then they get frustrated with resins and leave because they say it doesn't make sense, it's too hard. I won't say that it doesn't make sense and that it's hard, it just takes being aware. Obviously, disclaimer, you buy, collect, and show what you love, but if your goal is to show well, or if your goal is to maintain the money you've spent, you've got to really start focusing on some of these bigger factors, which is, you know, a quality sculpt that has anatomy. I mean, even if you're going to go spend a little bit more secondhand to get a Sarah Mink, you know, you're getting a very nice quality sculpt, and then pairing it, if you're going to spend that money on a quality sculpt, you need to pair it with a nice paint job. Now guys, I've been younger too. I made my fair share of mistakes of wasting a lot of money or having friends paint for me, and then I got, you know, a not so decent paint job, and then I had to end up selling it for body price, and I lost like $100 on a certain piece. Like, we all make these mistakes, and I'm just trying to kind of zone them in for you so that you can learn. Like I said, I'm going to post below some of these guys right here. If you are interested in them, you can go check them out. Please do not contact the sculptors to buy or start the process if you cannot afford it. Like I said, like or comment if you want me to do one of these for traditionals, kind of showing you where to start, what traditionals are available, or what sculptors and artists to watch so that you can get them at price. I really hope this helped. If I missed a whole bunch or you are left with just a ton of questions, please let me know. Comment below, tell me what you want me to add, because I can always do a part 2 or try and cover it in the traditional video. Because there are lots of nice traditional resins available that you don't have to go spend the outrageous secondhand prices on resins that aren't available. You just got to know where to look. So, I hope this helps you guys. Again, thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you would like to, and then I will link my website and my Instagram down below. Have a good day.